okay, a couple weird things, just going straight up in, is for one thing, is like starting, I have no idea what I'm gonna talk about, but I have these things that like are eating at me, and um, I don't know, because we're like programmed into this concept of needing this amount of sleep, and then we don't have it. I don't know how to, I don't even know how to explain. Like I'm going through so many different things with this sleeping thing. I don't, there's a lot of that stuff that goes on, but um, where I was thinking, and I forgot what that part I was thinking. God, I'm sure it'll come back to me, because it is. It's this idea, oh, I'm too tired. I'm too tired. Am I doing that? Like, and it's more of like, okay, let go of those voices, let go of that, and melt into just going with the flow. Don't think about it and just go with the flow. And then it's like this learning curve of like showing you, like this trusting. Just go with the flow and trust. Just go with the flow and trust. And it's like this learning about that. And then the other thing, it seemed like there was another part of that, but I'm sure I'll think about it also. But another thing that is just so weird is this is like, because the sleeping is so fucked, man. Even in this where I'm supposedly asleep, I'm not asleep. Even if I have some dreams and stuff, it's not like it was before, back in the olden days, where there was silence. No, it is. I have complete awareness of all this shit. So wherever I'm at, I'm there. I'm right there, and I'm right there, and I'm over there, and I'm over here, and I'm over there. So I'm not rested at all. It's just nonstop talking. I'm being shown things, and I'm aware of it the whole fucking time. And then I'll be aware of the room. And then the room will start showing me things in stories to make me understand something that's going on in the room. It's like, oh my gosh. It was like something was coming in, it was showing me something, and it was something that Stella was doing in the room, but it was showing me in my head in this other way. And then it was showing me and pulling me into this union of this information. And then I came out of it and I was like, oh my gosh. I was just like, oh my God, this is so intense, dude. And so because even last night when I was sitting there, and I start feeling like when it's dark and stuff, and she's going to sleep, and because she always gets like whiny around 4:30. I give her medicine, and then she always just goes to sleep for a few hours. And so that, and then I'll lay down sometimes, but sometimes I'll be doing stuff, but I've just noticed that there's only a few hours in there where you get a period of time, but she didn't wake me up in this. Like, I heard her would move around and they'd be showing me these weird things. So I would know what was happening over here, and I would know what I could still be focused over there. It was just like, oh my God, it's so fucking intense. And so then I woke up. Well, I was laying there going in these weird things. It's all in this level of consciousness because it's like happens automatically when I go to resting time. And then, but when you're laying there in that kind of like I'm not woke up yet, I'm not having to open my eyes. I'm still in this major communication thing, but you're more aware of the room. You're more aware of this area or something. And so I was laying there and I was already thinking, I already had all this conversation going, but way before I even got to this part where, well, maybe I'm awake now. But I was talking about time and what time it was. And I was hoping it would be like, 1 or something like that. And then, it's like, oh, it's probably more like 9:15, 9:30. Yeah. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So I was so I was sitting there. It was like 5. So I started shutting the curtains and stuff, especially these sunlights. I have to shut the it's murder on the eyes. And there's this whole fucking thing about, and Trump, when I was watching him, I knew that there was a thing about the light bulbs. I talked about it years ago. So there's more coming to the surface about that now. It's so weird too, because all this stuff coming to the surface, and you get these people who are like, well, look at this, look at this. Well, you know, it's just going to go away, just like everything else. Everything's going to go away. It's like, you guys, how does nobody know what the fuck is going on? This is the awakening. This is a time of seeing. This is when everything will be seen. There's no going back to sleep. There's no, like, none of us could go back to sleep, even if we try. And going out and trying to participate in the weird interactions and this stuff is frustrating. It's weird. You go into another reality. It is like you go into a weird game where people just, you know, speak on. It is so much like that movie Free Guy. That movie Free Guy, I think, is kind of as important to us as Truman Show. I think there's a few shows. We got The Matrix, we got The Truman Show, and them, whatever the one was I just said. I don't know. So anyways, I was sitting there, and it was like, because it was like 5 o'clock, and I was thinking, okay, I've got to spread this out. I've got to wait and go to sleep longer. I don't want to fucking be up at goddamn 9 o'clock. And so then I was sitting there, and it seems like I was trying to make it to like 6. And, but maybe it was like 5:30. I don't know. But I laid down, and then right away I'm wherever the fuck I am. I have no idea. All over the place. And then this awareness. And I swear to God, I think I got up and peed a couple times. Like, that's another thing. Like, I don't know if it's the copper water or whatever. You can take a sip of something and your body is just like, let's get rid of it all. Let's just get rid of a lot of stuff here. It's like, okay, if you say so. I'm looking for a tissue. Post-nasal drip. You know what that's all about. Goddamn fog. It's fucking bullshit, man. I'm so fucking sick of this shit. Oh God, I'm sick of this shit. I'm so sick of it. That's all you can do is say, I'm so sick of this shit. I mean, I do this too, talk about it, get the energy out there, get people to, because, you know, other people, sometimes you may not notice something, or you may not think of something, or you may think of something and then you just think, oh, this is probably weird. I'm not going to talk about it. You know, so you got how weirdos like me who come out here talking about it so that people can get comfortable talking about it and see, like, yeah, this is a fucking bullshit, man. Yeah, this is why we're sick. Why people are fucking dying. They're motherfucking killing us. They're goddamn fumigating. It's like pretty obvious. Anyways, I don't know if I went to sleep like at 5:30 or whatever. 5:30 or 6. It's fucking 9 o'clock. But I was laying there for so long thinking about that, like time and thinking about this. It's just weird. It's like, I swear to God, I don't feel like I'm sleeping. And then I keep thinking, like, what is this? What is going on? Is this, and everything is vibrating. My whole fucking body. I feel like everything is fucking vibrating. And I was like, is it the ground? Is it me? Like, what is happening? Why can't I sleep? Why is there so much talking? It's like, oh, damn. And it isn't like it's like in me. It's like inside of me. It's like, I don't know what the hell. And it's like, there's so much talking just right now. It's like this constant, commentary and evaluation going. It's like, what am I hearing? Why do I have to hear all this? Like, what the hell? Like, God damn. Quiet it down up there. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to talk. Please be quiet. I'm trying to sleep. I do that shit too. I'll be like, shut up. I'm trying to sleep. No, it doesn't work. I'll just reevaluate that. Explain it to me. It's just like, okay. I'm coming to terms with I'm some sort of robot. That's what I'm supposed to be coming to terms with. I'm just like so weird. Oh, and Vortex found another video of a guy talking about something about, I haven't watched it yet. She just sent me the link, and so I'm going to watch it today. Well, today has begun last night. I don't even know in this rotation. Before I was doing it early in the morning, then it became the middle of the night. Now I'm doing it the day before. Pretty soon it'll be that evening. It's like, when am I doing this? I don't know. I'm just doing it whenever. I don't even know how to explain anything anymore. It's just so bizarre. But so she found somebody else who's saying aging isn't real, about like doing these face exercises and stuff. And I keep doing them and doing them. Doing all these ones, like there's a whole bunch. And it's weird too, because on TikTok, it's being totally flooded with Oriental, like China stuff right now. It's like all these different things of all their, I don't know if it's their stuff, but this thing is going down on TikTok. It's going to be so interesting. It's just like, it's like you see the lessons coming in, and it's like watching this play out. But so they're taking down their music. And I was like, well, yeah, so the music and something about copyright or something. So they got to take down all the music as of midnight. So it's already midnight on the East Coast. It's 11 o'clock here now. That's one thing too. I was being real whiny when I got up. Like, are you fucking kidding me? It's 9:15. This is the longest fucking night. And then they're making a cup of tea, and I'm like, oh motherfucking shit. How many more hours of this do I have? Like, this is just like, oh god damn it. Like, and ever since I came out and sat down and drank my tea, it's like it's going so fast. So it was already 11. But so what the hell was I talking about? So I got up and was cursing the time. Oh, it was something else with I don't know. Well, I'll have to come back to it when it comes back through. As but when I woke up, I try and be real quiet, but nothing. As soon as I swear to God, an eyelash flutters. Stella's awake. What are you doing? And she also, see, this is another thing. I feel like I'm vibrating, like I don't, and I feel like the ground, I sit on the couch, it's like the whole fucking couch is shaking. Everything feels like it's shaking. I'm standing, everything feels like it's shaking. And she's acting so intense. And it's like, well, she noticing something's weird with me? Is she feeling it? It's like, I have no idea. Even if you were in the house with somebody else, it would depend on maybe their sensitivity. Like, I'm not even sure. And I'm not sure what I'm picking up on. I'm telling you, a fucking airplane can be going, and I can feel it in my chest. I can feel cars driving by. I can feel the road shaking. It's like, what in the hell? This is so intense, man. And so, this has been going for a while, but it just builds and builds and builds. And this weird thing with peeing. Like, it'll do one weird thing, and you'll do that for a few months, and then you'll think like, okay, well, I guess this is how I pee now. And then it will switch, and then we'll switch to something else. It is weird. Now I'm on this other new thing where it's like, I don't know how to explain any of this stuff, honestly, because I don't understand it myself. But I'm talk about it though, because when it starts happening to other people, or if it's happening to other people, so that they can be like, oh, maybe this is what's happening. I don't know. I don't know if it's the energy on the planet. I don't know if it's like a personal thing. I don't know if it, I don't know. But when I got up, and I checked the messages, I go and talk to them, comments, or that's how I saw Vortex had sent that video of this guy who talks about the aging thing. That's what I was going to say. It was because, so when I went in there, because usually the first thing I'll do is that I'll feel like my skin, I'm constantly oiling my skin. I do that. If my skin starts feeling dry, I always put more castor oil on it. And so I always do that like first thing in the morning. You go in and pee, wash your hands, put on the castor oil. And so, I don't want to go on that thing. So so when I went in there this morning, I was like, oh yeah, okay. And so I had already seen where she had said that, and I had already, and I keep doing these videos. Oh yeah, the TikTok thing. Okay, so the TikTok thing, all this is supposed to go down at midnight, and all this copyright. And so all these other people, they're sharing all that. But I was thinking, there's all these people who have these videos that they share that they don't talk. They just put all this music. There's so many Patriot videos. They all have these same motherfucking songs that they fucking are slamming and stuff. So all these people do all these videos using this music, and I was thinking, well, it's even gonna be weirder. Is they're gonna put out dancing video? Like there's all these people dancing videos, and they've got no music. What about all the people who are lip syncing now? All their videos, and there's no, like, I don't know. I was like, man, it's gonna really change TikTok. And I was thinking, well, that's weird because it already has been changing because every fucking thing is all of this Chinese videos, like Chinese ads and all this stuff. It's like it's already changing. So I don't know what it all means. Like, I don't know if this is like, because there's lots of people who keep leaving TikTok over censorship. And, but the stuff I see with some of these people, and some of these people who think they're so religious or so spiritual, and then when they try and do this merge of spiritual religion, the religious spirituals, like the ones that are both, gotta have a foot in each, can't go without, like I gotta cover all the bases, I don't know, it's strange to me, but you got all those people, but they are so, like, where is your connection? Because all you are is in fear. You don't know anything about what's going on, and every motherfucking thing just scares them. And what was the one I was seeing this morning? Or I keep seeing these ones. The one I can't get out of my head, I gotta talk about this one, is it's just like one after another. It's weird. It's like I'm supposed to be talking about these or something. They make it so like stand out to me so much. These videos of hers. Oh yeah, because the face sync too. Okay, I'm gonna do that first. So the face, so when I went in there, and so I'd already been thinking about these face exercises, because that is one thing too, is a lot of them do face exercises. There was even somebody here, I think, I had seen this thing, and it's an invention. I bet you can get it on Amazon or something. It's some kind of a thing, and you just chew it. It's just like this hard plastic thing. Or not hard plastic. It's like a soft rubber, big rubber thing, it looks like. And you put it in your mouth. I bet you could figure out your own. But this guy invented this. And so you put it in your mouth and you just chew it. And it exercises all these. So all these people had all this loose and hanging. It tightened it all back up. And so it's the same kind of thing, only you're just doing it without a ball in your mouth. You're just doing all these same exercises. Well, you even have more exercises. But anyways, it seems to be a thing in some other places, like face yoga and stuff, and Eastern culture. So anyways, but Vortex had found this other video of this guy talking about these face exercises or something, and aging isn't real. Like, I know aging is not real. Like, this is, I mean, I see it so clearly. And so anyways, when I'm sleeping, whatever it's called, yeah, I'm laying there, and I like to lay on this side, apparently, but I do like to lay on that side. I think the side, there's always some kind of thing that'll just get sore. So, I always end up moving, but I think I must favor this a lot anyways. But anyways, so I'll get up a lot, and there'll be this like line that goes up, like of mashing. So it's kind of like it makes us swollen or something. It's not like it makes a wrinkle. It makes like an irritation where it's like puffed up. And so anyways, this morning I went in and just rubbed it and rubbed it and rubbed it. But I think that stuff like that is how you know, those lines start getting formed. So I think this doing these facial massages and stuff, I think is important. But so while I was doing that one this morning, I was rubbing it and thinking, and I was just doing something like, you know, just release the tension, release, you know, all that kind of stuff. Just and then rub the different places, because you'll find that you have these muscles that are tense in there. Like if you have a bunch of lines on your forehead, you'll see, because they're from something. They're from frown. I think these ones are called frown lines. So it's when you've gone through things that were hard or painful, and or maybe couldn't see as well or something. Like I don't even, this one I think is called a frown line. I don't know. I don't know the names of them all, but they are, probably the different names have something to do with what muscle, like what is causing it. So if you, you know, if you've gone around and you've been like, oh, so strained and so stressed, like a bad marriage can fucking give you wrinkles, man. A bad job, having a bad boss, having a kid that's on drugs, having a mother with dementia. Like there's so many things that can cause these lines, you know, this frustration, this tense that you're facing. You just keep feeling it day after day after day, and you don't deal with it. And so any of the things you're going through, even the old stuff, just go in and just keep doing these releases. It's kind of like babying yourself too. It's kind of like loving yourself. You just go in and just like rub. And I've done these I do these like all the time anyways. Like I'll go in and like all like, oh, that feels so good. Just totally all these, it just like relaxes just relaxes you. You dig in deep with your fingers and massage in there and all these little muscles and stuff that is so tense. And then doing it in your face, and in your face, just keep doing things like telling yourself, you know, like, and bringing yourself into the more present time, because these are old lines. This is old pain that you're carrying. So just keep, you know, massaging it and reminding yourself. And then I think like make it like a daily practice, you know, as part of your routine is, you know, massaging your face. You know, if you're older and you feel like all these is loosening, do stuff to tighten it. You know, every day you should do stuff. Like every day I use my little weights and do some different lifts and stuff because you got to make sure you don't lose your strength if you're not using it. And as I noticed when I moved in here, it's so quick that you can lose muscles. And so you do something all the time, you know, so that you're prepared. So you're prepared, like the people who, I said this so many years ago about being prepared for what was to come. It's like we're here now, and everything always plays out a little bit different. You know, you're like, I still think you need to be in running condition. I don't know. It felt like it from the start. Like everybody should be able to run a couple blocks. And, there's a lot of people out there who couldn't. And, you know, a lot of people do have that motivation to get into shape and take better care of themselves and stuff. But and I think people get this, and I swear to God, it's part of the programming and shit. I swear to God, they do this shit on purpose. Because why in the fuck wouldn't it just be like, why do you even need a home gym? I don't have a home gym. I've got this tiny, tiny space. Just a couple of weights. I mean, if you have an open wall, there's this whole fucking wall exercise routine the girls are getting in really good shape with. Like you have a couple of weights. You don't even need weights. You can use cans. You can use rocks. You can use fucking cups and fill them with water. You could do whatever, you know. You just come up with different things. But something that gives you some kind of resistance. You can use resistance bands. If you start getting the muscle tight enough, you can use your own. It's like you tune into your body and you can do certain things. Like you can do your own resistance. And so there's, there's a whole slew of things to learn when you tune into your body, and your body kind of tells you. But this whole idea, like, you got to go to the gym, you got to spend all this money, and and if you have a job where you don't need to be in shape, then it doesn't matter. But you do need to be in shape. It's like it does matter to your health. It matters to your body's health. And so your body needs that. It needs to be not a super challenged, but it needs to have some sort of acquaintance, some sort of acknowledgement through the day of some sort of stress, like to move it, to test it, to make it work itself, to make it do something. And to me, I think 15 or 20 minutes a day, if you're consistent, you have some kind of a daily routine that and then, include all your face massaging and your relaxation techniques and reminding yourself that you're okay and your affirmations and shit. It's just like this giving time to you time. So anyways, and it doesn't have to be a huge slot of time. Even for women who have, kids, and I know how hectic that is, and I know how it's like every moment's like gold, but recharging you in the ways that really do refuel you, like sitting and watching a sitcom, it seems like, oh, okay, I don't have to do anything. I can just sit here and just do nothing and not have to feel or think or anything and lose myself somewhere. But that can feel like it's giving you something, but it's not really giving you something. It's not really refueling you. It's like just letting you kind of simmer out. You need to refuel because you need the energy to keep going. You need you to feel good. So, but you got to figure out the things that make you feel good. Like, you can't just do the things because I say, oh, this would make you feel good. This, because I can't even stand those videos. These people keep telling people, you got to do this, and you have to do this, and you have to do that. I don't have to do shit. And so nobody has to do shit. You have to do something just because somebody says, well, you have to do. You don't have to do anything. And I can just tell you methods or practices that I have awareness of that do help or make you feel better, or and to change that perspective of, like, you have to go to the gym, you have to spend all this money every month, you have to, if you're gonna go to the gym, you may as well make it work, that you may as well be there for a fucking hour or two, you may as well go in the pool. Like, it becomes this whole thing, and where it kind of takes away from your time, because you don't need to put that much time into it, unless that becomes a part of your social programming and that's what you enjoy, going and hanging out with all of the gym people and, talking gym stuff and whatever. So, but if that's what you enjoy, then that's what you need to put your energy towards. Oh, I was really excited. My daughter was really excited, I was really excited because, I wanted to write a book for a really long time. And I have said, write a book. And then she got this leave of absence from her job. And she's been, struggling with sickness and stuff. And there's been a lot going on, but now everything's like really super stable with her girl. She's even in the place. She got into this place and everything is going good with her family. But she did say she's doing a lot of isolating. And I did talk to her about that. Is you've got to, it's really cool too, because she understands what I'm talking about. Because she even said now, as she recognizes that dark energy coming in and talking smack to her, she's like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Get the fuck out. I'm like, yeah, you got it. You recognize, you'll start seeing there's a bunch of them. You start just telling them all, get the fuck out. And I start telling them, if you're not here to make me feel good, out of here. Well, no, not like that, because they will, but they will go about it through your ego. So you have to really be aware, because they'll find those fucking loopholes, just like these motherfuckers that run this place. Like, these are the ones that I think teach them. Like, they'll find the loopholes. So you got to, like, to me, is like, I am just like what she does. Just shut the fuck up, bitch. Get the fuck out. But I do say, like, when you're cleansing, if you're an energy that is not here for my best, if you can't bring your energy into my space and bring my space down, you get the fuck out. kind of thing. And so it's the same thing. You are your space. You have to confirm that back to them. You know, they can't bring their negativity into you when you can recognize it, but you have to be recognizing it. And it's a sharpness, it's an awareness, it's an acuity, it's like you've got to see it. It's like, because it's so easy to not notice, to just go into this mode, kind of like we go into like a sleep mode. And then it's like where people think that they are their thoughts. And so that is where you got to start deciphering your thoughts, catching them. Wait a minute. Who said that? And like to me now, I'm too aware of too many thoughts. It's like, okay, this is a lot. Here I am telling you to do it. It's like, you know, it can become overwhelming. I'll tell you that. It's like, I don't know. And I don't know, you know, what's going to go on with everybody and stuff, because like, I know that what I've gone through from when I was a kid isn't the same as everybody else. Even though I thought everybody else had it, I thought everybody else had these guides in here talking to them all the time. So, you know, maybe that's like the other side of it. Like, once I become more aware of it, it's like, oh my God, do you guys ever shut up? So I don't know. Okay, did I finish that? Oh yeah, so it was the hair thing. So this is in all of this stuff, I can just see like, you know, like I could be further out and just see my eyebrows just come more and more into form. And then I can feel too, where you can feel like the hairs just feel more rigid and stuff. So there's like, they get more healthy, but it still is kind of slow. Just like this is still kind of got signs of deficiency in my color. Yesterday I had somebody on TikTok say, "Ooh, I really like the color of your hair." I was like, oh, good. It's God and copper, which God created copper. Like copper is from God. If you think of God, which so many people think of God, like you see spiritual people like who still think like there's a God out there. They'll talk like that. I see spiritual people fucking talking about Jesus and stuff all the time too. It's like there's a whole. I think this was a religious person though. It was talking about this whole other story of Jesus. It's just like, oh my gosh. I don't know. I think that this is. I just don't think you need to be waiting on Jesus to come here and fix stuff. Like I don't think that's gonna happen. So anyways, and the other, all of the hair, it just gets darker and darker and fills in more with the color. So I'm really curious now, because I thought how fast it was going. I thought, oh, this is going to be gone so fast. But it does hit a point where it's like a lot like slower. So it must fill in wherever you are super deficient, but then maybe it just kind of slows down. Or maybe this is just because it's been there so long. I don't know. I'm super curious to know now how long this will, how long till you just don't see it, till you just see this color. And the more of the richness and stuff that fills in with the color too. Like it makes me think like, you know, I don't know what color my hair is going to be. like it's weird. Because like when the picture I saw of me as a kid, the picture is black and white. And it is, you know, my hair looked darker. As I kept thinking, like, when did my hair go darker? I'd been thinking about that. And then I saw that picture. And then, but then I think of like when I started looking down on my hair, I was thinking, gosh, it reminds me of high school. And so maybe that was the last. Maybe it's after, like, maybe by the time we're in our late teens, we're already becoming deficient. I don't know. It's probably different for everybody. It probably depends on, you know, because I was even thinking about, you know, some of these women we've seen before, you know, where like on Facebook, this lady would put up her and her daughter, and this lady would look like she hadn't aged at all. And maybe she was on well water, you know? Maybe that was a real thing. Maybe, you know, it wasn't maybe it's just like some people have more minerals. Like, we're not all deficient, just like we don't all look at things the same. We don't all look the same. We don't all think the same. We don't all act the same. So, you know, we have all of these little things. So I'm sure all of wherever we became deficient in the minerals, and it probably does have to do with like where you were born, what they gave you, what your environment was like. There's so many factors. And that's what's so weird, is that is the data that they're always collecting on us, these factors about, you know, which they're always managing. Well, they just put it into that computer. So it was like, who is keeping track of all this shit? Oh, they just put it in this computer. But what is this computer tracking? Oh, kind of like what we'll do. So it is like, kind of gives them some sort of feedback or something. Because that's what they're always trying to do, is like outsmart us, manage us, be over us, be in control of us. It's like this snickering at their dinner parties, you know? It's like what makes them happy, what gives them joy, if they can even feel joy or happiness. I think that's a part of their problem, is their lack of emotional, they don't have emotions, they don't have feelings. Like I said before, I don't think that they know them or feel them or understand them. And so, and they see that as a weakness. And they use it against us to show us it's a weakness. But see, we can't let them take that part of us away. But that is the struggle like we're in right now, is the light to the dark. Well, it's actually going from the dark to the light. But the problem with the two opposing forces, and so many people are so fucking in the dark, man. It is wild. So now I'm gonna go to this. So yesterday I had seen a few videos, and I was like, of the thought criminal. And it was of the shit going on. So, of course, there's drama. There's all sorts of drama going on the way there. And to the point, some of the stuff is like, okay, this is absurd. How in the fuck does everything that happened, you think that there's actual liberals following your convoy to go in and slit tires while you're sleeping and stuff? Like, why would you think that that would be these other people? Why wouldn't you think that would be like what I call the instigators, the people who are set to do that, the people who are, they're there to create this tension, and they can't create the tension unless you have the bias. It's like, this is wacky, man. So I see this all yesterday. So this tension's building. There's all this going on, but then there'll be another one. Oh, everybody come on down. This is really building. This is so great. And then people talking, like having these, like they drive to a place and they all stop. And it's got pickups too. It's not just a convoy of truckers. So there's just pickups too, which is even more, you know. Like, do you guys know how far the government will go with shit? Like, this is weird. Especially you guys are supposed to be the anti-government ones. You're supposed to be the ones out there. It's going to be embarrassing for you. Seriously. God. It's so weird. Because, like, okay, so this, so there was all these ones. It was, like, so intense. And it's just hate the fucking liberals and protect our land. And we got to save ourselves from these people. And now there's even some, you know, now this is spreading more. Like, they're bringing in these weird diseases. We got to watch out. They're bringing in diseases we can't handle because of this parasite thing. Dude, the parasite thing is being given to us. That's a cover story. They're not bringing them. How many have you gone and interacted with? Did you go did you go eat somebody's poop or something? Like, what the hell? It's just as wacky. Like, how do fears drive you this much to illogical thinking? And now all of a sudden we're going to get all these things from all these people besides fucking all these people, which seems like there's such a huge amount of Venezuela. Like, I don't know if there's anybody in Venezuela anymore, which then you got to think, okay, there's something going on. Is Venezuela where they were refusing to enter the peace treaty? And so they just went and took all their people and said, hey, we'll pay you. Go into these other places so you can be free. You know, I don't know. It seems like there's something weird. But the fucking disease that lady was talking about, this weird parasite poison thing, is from the Middle East. And they do have these guys coming over from there, but it's not as many, like, I don't know. It's like the fucking AIDS of it. It's like the fucking after the towers blew. And fucking everybody's like running from anybody who's like, oh my God, there's a Muslim around. They probably have weapons. Just like, I couldn't believe it. I just swear to God. I don't know what you guys were like after that, but I just looked at people like, what? Like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the fear that became in people. And how all of a sudden they were just so suspicious of every motherfucking Muslim that they saw. It was like, this is wacky. People do not understand about generalization, stereotyping. They don't understand how the government does this shit. It's like fucking crazy. People I thought that seemed sane and rational, too, became fearful. Like if they were in a store or something and a Muslim came in, you know, if they had their wrappings or whatever, their scarf stuff that used to be their culture, but now, you know, it's ours too, I guess. So it used to be, you know, now I guess anybody could go in. I don't know. There's so much. This is like so twisted around. It is comical. It is comical. This is like, there's a ridiculousness to this whole fucking storyline. So anyways, then, today, yesterday, last night, I don't even know how to even say stuff anymore. Or a few videos back. And then she was then going into this panic over the videos, the music thing, that they're going to take down all these videos at midnight. And so all these people are like, you got to download your videos and stuff. And I don't have music in my videos. If I have any that had music, it was more like showing the sky and put music or something. Mine's always me talking. And there's been a few times where I've had the music on and not realized it. I've done it with having a movie on and not realized it. Like something comes in my head, I don't hear the other stuff, and so then I'm focused on that. So there could be some, but it would be music in my own house, not music on their copyright. So I don't know how that will go. We'll see. It's all this, nothing is what it seems to be. That's the thing. It's all for other reasons. Even if the intention was set for nefarious or something, then it would still have a twist where it's going to turn. But the turns are drop-offs too. It's like letting go of shit. So I don't have a huge attachment to TikTok. Whatever goes down with TikTok, you know, I'm much more invested into, you know, here. This is where I put my energy and my time. TikTok is more of like an outlet. Like you see this wacky stuff and you just want to say something. It's just like, what? Some of the stuff, it was like, yesterday I was like, I said a whole bunch. I think I did like 20 videos. I was just like, oh my God, what in the hell? Well, yesterday, a few hours ago. And so I don't remember what. It was the same stuff I keep ranting about on here. And, but there was the weird stuff and it's just those liberals, you know, all the liberals suck. Liberals suck. The thing that gets me is this video this morning is I mean, it's almost as absurd as the one where she was talking about, I think it was a preacher, and talking about, you go do your Botox or your face surgery or whatever, but I can still see you're a demon. And, and see, she's religious, but so she was just talking about the spiritual thing happening. We're in this spiritual, I don't remember what she called it. Maybe she called it awake. Now there's like new catchphrases going around. Now you got this new thing where people are talking. And they're catching on to the conscious awareness thing and what's going on. But still, it's like, they got all a ways to go. And so I don't know. Because there's this weird merging with this religion and spiritual talk. Anyways, it's strange. But this, let me think for a second. Oh, yeah, because I was like, this is so strange. They're talking about this guy putting on this fake face as you're having a fake face on. You have a fake face on, talking about someone having a fake face on. Like, how, what? Why, if you're going to even make that point about somebody else, why wouldn't you at least turn the filter off? I feel like some of these people who have these filters on all the time are beginning to think that that's who they are. Like there's this weird merging in their minds that that's what they look like. Maybe they can create that and make themselves look like that. I don't know. It's strange though. But I thought that was strange. But the hypocrisy one this morning that I just saw was just like so. I mean. I was just like, what? I don't even know if I could repeat it all. Because there was like a definite panic. It was long. And it was like there's so much fear. And the whole thing is there's so much division. Like all her videos are about division and fear, division and fear, division and fear. But this long ass video is telling everybody how important it is that we have to come together. Everybody, we have to come together. I hate those fucking liberals. Like we don't need to come together with them. We have to come together. Or it's us, the patriots. We all have to come together. The rest of those motherfuckers don't count. No, she wasn't saying that, but that's like, she was saying we all have to come together. She kept saying we all have to come together. It's like every one of your fucking videos is saying how much you hate these people and trying to get everybody else to jump on board to hating these people. But now you're saying how vital that we have to all come together. But it's like, and we have to, is so important to get down there. We have to protect our borders. This is a spiritual, I can't remember what she called it. But the things that she was saying and putting together, it was like having no awareness of yourself. Like you are saying and doing the opposite of what you're telling everyone to do. So everything that you are coming on here saying, and doing it so passionate, so upset, and it's just so intense. And we really have all these people coming over here. It's like, I have seen so many videos that it is just bullshit. Like, wherever it is that they have these big videos where they have these big amounts of people and stuff. But there is big amounts of people that are going to hotels and stuff. It's like their crisis they're creating is this tension and division. So she's playing along to all their stuff. She's even in this, this convoy panic of all these people who are getting all rowdy through the whole thing, supposedly having all these attacks at the hotels and stuff, and getting all building up to this place where they're all meeting. Then there's this other videos, the one of this convoy of walkers it looks like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's a made up video or something. It looks like the fucking Hells Angels, this convoy of walking people. And I don't know. Maybe it's just a bunch of mountain men or something. I don't know. It's a lot of fucking people. And that one is all these people fucking walk. I don't know where they're walking from. Isn't it bad weather? Like, what in the hell? And then, so these ones who were driving, and I don't know, they're supposed to be this merging, but this tension that's building, even David Rodriguez did a video, because it keeps being on TikTok, and he was down at the border and walking around, and he, like, I stopped watching him. I mean, if you were watching me then, it was like a long time ago, because of his negativity and making fun of, would be so religious and making fun of spiritual people and something else. I was like, oh my, and he's just so negative and fearful, just like this whole convoy group, this mindset. It's not just this group, it is this energy, this mindset, and why this mindset has to blow up in their faces. Because even when she's sitting here saying, you know, we all have to come together, it's like, well, what about the people at the border? Like, don't we need to come together with them too? Aren't they humans? Like, where do we draw the line? So if you don't agree with them, are you subhuman? If you prefer liberal over conservative, are you then not deserving? You don't deserve unity? Like, is it the only people you can unify with are the ones that agree with you? Because that is what this is about. This awakening is learning how to come together with people you don't agree with. You don't have to agree with. It's not your business. They don't need to fucking get your permission. Nobody needs anybody else's permission to live how they want to live. Except for when there's no permission given if you are hurting other people and living off of somebody else. That's what we're going through now, is this ending of it, this way that it was. And so there's been that on the whole micro macro. There's been all sorts of people, and the fucking brutality and shit that is still going on. And to me is in the like black culture. There was I don't know, it seems like there was an accepted violence, and I don't know if it was to try and keep control. Probably it was probably because there was so much drugs and so much crime, and women were so on their own and having to manage in such chaotic situations and circumstances that most of us would have no idea. And you know, and I'm sure it created a lot of anger and violence, and, you know, like, beat your kid in order to make them not go do bad things because you're so fearful they were going to get killed doing bad things. So I'm sure there's so much of it playing out right now. It's just like, oh my God, all this, oh, so much violence. Oh, so much violence. Fuck, man. You know, and so much, even with little kids. Fuck. This guy, there's so many of these sad motherfucking stories going on. And these cute little fucking kids. And this woman, I don't know. Everybody's with these abusive people all the time. Is nobody thinks that they can have better. And the abusive people have power over other people. And, you know, it's where people got to take their power back. And so, whatever, this lady went to the grocery store. She didn't get what the guy wanted. He wanted something and she didn't get it. So he punched her. So her little 2-year-old starts crying. And so he just fucking punched this fucking kid. The kid flew across the room, hit the wall, fell down on the ground, stopped breathing, started having seizures, and died. It's just like this senseless violence. It's like you can't handle a child crying when you are the one who is initiating this tension and violence in the house. It's like, anyone. I'm not going to just say men, because women do it too. There's all sorts of people. There's kids that do this. Like, there's fucking kids that do this, and then women who make videos to show, like, oh, look, I'm such a victim. My child's so out of control. So, and if you are a mature, think of yourself as a fucking mature adult, and you feel yourself get mad, especially over something like that, a mature adult, if there's something you want, go motherfucking get it. Don't get mad at somebody else because they didn't. Whose responsibility is it to take care of you? Your needs are your needs. Can't get mad at somebody else because they didn't fill your needs. See how it just gets more and more out of whack? See how far back we have to keep going? So you can see how deep it's gotten in some places. And then we got a long ways to go back. And everybody's got to crank that shit back for themselves. You got to be able to go and see. Like, I'm telling you, I learned so much patience walking Stella. And I don't always have good patience. There's lots of times I'm out there fucking breathing this motherfucking fog. I'm feeling lightheaded. I'm feeling short of breath. And I'm just like, come on, let's fucking go. She's just standing there 5 minutes smelling one goddamn fucking rock. It's like, no, there's something, she's registering in. She needs all these fucking smells. And I don't even know. Like, I think it's always just like all these little house cats and stuff. But I know there's bigger animals and stuff out there. So, I don't know. But that teaches you patience. Every single fucking situation that pushes you on your patience is there to teach you patience. So, big old fail, dude. Big old fail. You failed that, But that is something, that little martyr of a child taught you. And wherever you're going to learn that lesson, apparently he's getting charged with first-degree murder. Like, this is no fuck around. And there's a lot of people who are massacring their kids and stuff like that. And they're serious. But in Trump's executive orders, it's going to be a death penalty. Anything you do to her kids in his things was a death penalty. So I've been curious about that, about these different things, because I knew there was going to be a lot of that was going to go on. And it would be all different phases. Some could be because this world's so horrible, they can't leave their kids in such a horrible place. And then other ones, it's all different reasons. And remember, everything is by intention. And it's your intention. It's not like, the gods. It's you. You know your intention. That's why you can't hide from it. You know if you meant evil or if you meant good. And even if you meant good and you do something bad, there's still a consequence. There's still a lesson. So, but all your lessons will be shown to you the way you're supposed to see them. And everything you have to put back in balance is automatically, you have to put it in balance. It's never like you're imprisoned. Like all these people think like your karma is a prison. It is more like you can't level up. Like you're in a video game. That link will hold you in that level. So, but it's not like you're in that video game all the time. So it's kind of like if you go and play that game, then you're at that level. You can't go up because that karma holds you until you complete that cycle. And there's always other ones building, because this constant thing of this circulation of back and forth playing the good guy, bad guy for each other. And so, but see, that is what this period, this cleanup period time is about. This time of reevaluation, of looking at yourself and healing the wounds. And people have these perfect scenarios playing out if they have the awareness to use them, that cleans up other past karma and stuff. Like the people you encounter, everything is placed perfectly for you to bring up the things that you need to bring up to release so that you can go forward. So it's not like you have to sit there and think about it like, oh, well, what about that past life? And I have that. So what do I need to do? Well, if I go over there, if I talk to them, like maybe I could do this. No, it's already set up. So all the stuff that you're here to clean up is there, but you need to be aware of it. Like when the people come in with your triggers, then you need to, participate in the trigger. You need to try and understand why you feel the way you feel. And if it has to do with past lives and stuff, you can always ask to be shown things. A lot, to me, it's like you see it in like snapshots or little movies. It's all different things. Because sometimes I can look up and see something and it just expands out. That happens all the time. Like that's just like going through life. Like I'll see something. I don't just see what that just happened. I see all this other stuff all the time. I'm always seeing everything going out, everything going out, everything going out. So, and that is, I don't know, that's my awareness, if that's my sensitivity, if, I don't know. Because we all have different, and it doesn't have to be like, oh, everybody has to have that one, because everybody has these different ones. There's different things. Right now, it feels like I can feel everything too. It's like I can feel this world. And but that is something out of those QHHTs that of Allison Coe's, where there were some of these people who talked about the new earth things and saying they could feel this connection. You can feel your connection with nature and stuff, but the sounds too. Like, fuck, man. And the headaches. Fuck, I keep having these headaches. And it's not like a normal headache. It is definitely either this fucking frequency that never motherfucking stops, or this this fog. It's daily fogging. It's like, fuck, they could wipe out this whole little area. Nobody even, the different people would be like, oh, well, my family member died. Well, how would you know if all these other ones? Like, nobody would know. People can't put it together. Nobody's family members are out doing detective work. Well, more detectives are coming around. More people are looking into things and stuff. But even on this thing where she was sitting there saying, well, this is a spiritual thing, and this is, so important about coming together. I don't even remember the stuff she was saying, because I was like, you're just saying, like, why do you not do the things you say? And why are you going publicly saying things telling other people to do these things that you don't do? It's like, that is a hypocrite. Like, that's why I said some of these people are going to be so embarrassed. Like, they have no awareness of what is. It's odd. It's like they're so hyper focused on whatever it is, their fear, their thoughts, their something that they, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Am I doing that? Like, somebody tell me if I'm, saying these, being a hypocrite, go back, like, because I sure am seeing it. I see it, like, all over the place. And it's strange, but it's like such a buildup. It's so extreme. It was like so many videos. Liberals suck. They're coming. They're following us. They're messing with our cars and stuff. And I'm thinking, I really, 100% do not think that there's any like aggressive liberal gay guys that are, some rowdy blue-haired girls are going to follow a fucking trucker convoy. They think these people are crazy. They're scared of you guys. They think you guys all are packing. They are not. They cry if you get their pronouns wrong. They're not going to fucking be following a motherfucking convoy, slicing tires while they're... It just is weird to me. And then it's so weird. Like, we need to all come together. We need to go down here and protect our borders. Okay, well, if we're coming together for a spiritual movement, would that not include all human beings? Like, Like, or what are you putting together with this? Like, this is really important, you guys. This is a big spiritual. It's like, okay, so now we're going to have all these people just saying this new thing that they're just going to say and use. I just saw this lady, I was like, I didn't see the whole thing. It was some sort of a conference or a class or something, and somebody was taping it, and she was talking about the absurdity with these new age spiritual people, these ones. So weird, because that's what we were called in the beginning. But now they're a whole nother thing. They're not. Because back in the 70s or 80s, because even in the movies and stuff, those spiritual new agers and stuff, back in, when Shirley MacLaine was talking about this stuff, and I'm sure there was other people. She was my guru. But the so the what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so the lady was saying that you all these spiritual new age people, and they're all talking about, you've turned on your 12 strands, you've done this, and you've done, like, the stuff that they're always saying, because they're always saying just stuff. And it's like, who started this? Who came up with this? Is this like an infiltrator that started telling you guys this stuff and you guys just all believed it or something? So this lady was making fun of them and talking about DNA and the strands and the absurdity and the stuff that they're saying. And I'm just like, man, you just hear this all the time. Like the other guy was talking about, they all think they're channeling. There was another thing too I saw about that too. What was that? It was something more about the people. Oh, was it her thing with the 12-strand DNA and the oh, it was something about that, where these people, she said, all these people think they're channeling something outside of them when they're channeling the information inside of them. And when they are channeling on those strands of DNA, those talking thing or something, it's something about this Anunnaki. It's way more of a limitation. It's way more of like what the other guy was saying about these people who think they're channeling Archangel Michael and stuff. But Archangel Michael, those people, Gabrielle and stuff like that, are really these police who monitor these areas. That it's more about it's not just to control and contain, but it's like to keep the peace and to give information, but it's still a limited information, because I don't know. I don't know. I've always thought it was weird how the name dropping thing, and how, well, give me validation because I'm fucking, I mean, you got people that are channeling source. I'm channeling source. I'm gone straight up to source. That's who I'm talking to right now. I'm channeling Archangel Michael. All those, it's always like, why are you, I mean, how do you know? How do you know? Like, what? There's all these people who are always doing that. And I've always thought it was strange. And then when I saw that other guy saying they think they're channeling outside, but it's still in this, like in the firmament or something, or still it's like in this frequency. It's like the containment of this frequency. And so it's like the monitors of this, so it's kind of like, because I kind of am seeing Hunger Games too, but kind of like a video game. But it's kind of like the rules of the video game. A lot of stuff I see is a video game, and I'm not even a gamer. I don't even know if it makes sense. Like, if I was a gamer, if I'd be like, that doesn't make sense. But a lot of stuff, it gets shown to me, like, because I understand what a video game is. But like the leveling up, the tools, the being stuck at a level, and these interactions. But this, like, I see them, these monitors, as like pop-ups. Like if you're playing a video game and you have a pop-up to give you like a little like go to the left and open the door, and so I kind of see that is in the game that the Gabrielle and Michael and all them are kind of like the pop-ups, and maybe it is really good when you can channel them, and you can, hey, give me a sign, tell me what to do. I don't know. And I don't know, like, when you are, because like I've said before, a lot of stuff is like you're remembering it. It's like you're being reminded, and then you're getting these like seeds through your life. You're getting these nuggets, and then you take them in, and then all of a sudden they blossom into an understanding. But and not all the understandings are understandings that you had before, because you're here also learning. But there is a lot of you that has your deeper understanding, and that is something that I became aware of when I was a kid too, because racism was talked about so much. There was so much different stuff about racism, and then you'd hear people talking, and I mean, anybody who grew up back in the like 60s and 70s in the South, knows what the climate was like. And so and I would always question, like, but it would always be in my answers is like, well, they're just learning that. They're just learning that now. I was like 11111 all across all of a sudden. So they're just learning those things. So it isn't like I know them. Like you can know something that somebody else doesn't know yet. But your knowing comes from your experiences. And that's why on this soul level, why you're always wanting more experiences, because it's like the more knowing, it's like your library is bigger. It's like you know more, you are more, you bigger, it's like it's so much more. And it's so weird when you hear these people, like there's all these people who think they're so spiritual, and they're just so like, they're like down on life, and there's got to get out of this one and break free from the matrix, get out of this reincarnation prison and all this stuff. It's like they all look at it as so different and so scary and such a trap, where it's like, okay, so you guys are really focused. You look at life through fear. You look at life through being scared. So many people. It's not just like this group or that group or that group. It's like you just keep seeing this come to the surface in all these different conversations. It's like, wow, this is wild how this is going to play out. I'm telling you, this is wild. But this is the stuff that everybody has to have come up to their surface so that they can see. It's got to be, we're so close. Whatever is going to go down. And I don't know. I mean, it sure seems like it could be this tension building, because it's so bizarre. It's so odd. And even on Rodriguez's videos where he was down at the border, it was just like nothing. No people anywhere. He's just going up these fences. Yeah, this is very serious. What's going on down here? We got real problems down here. We need to buckle up these borders and stuff. It's like, you guys, you keep, like, when they're bringing this to the table, when this becomes our conversation, why is it not clicking into you that you keep being in fear of other humans? Like, you keep being divided with other humans. And that they keep making this thing of like, they're a different color, they're a different nationality, they're a different culture, they got different sicknesses. Like, all of this shit. It's like, you guys. There's so many things too, because they're bound to flesh and blood. You could be hurt by all their sicknesses. The more you pull free from that, the more you pull free and pull into the I am, then you can't be. And the more you understand the spiritual complexity to life is the set time, your window of time and space that you have to exist in this present arena of experience. So you have that moment, and it is for your own expansion. But wait, there's something over there that I'm trying to think of. I feel like I jumped over something. But you get what I'm saying. I feel like it's always like this repeat of the same thing, even though it's always like looking at the same thing, but it's like looking at it all over, to really understand it, really get like what they're saying, where it's coming from. And because it's weird how the people, man, there's so many weird things. Ugh. So many weird things about all this stuff. Because you can talk about it on so many different levels. Like you talk about on this level, but then this level would discount this. So it's all this like, it was just so many levels. And there's so many things. And nobody's doing anything wrong. Even the people who seem like the most rigid, the most hateful, the most divisive, the most ignorant, the most oblivious to their own presence, they're not doing anything wrong. I mean, you don't know if they're playing a role, and you don't know if they're having this big build up to what it is that they have to face, these different things and different parts and aspects of themselves that have accumulated through all the different experiences that they've had. When all of the different experiences that you have are more like a badge of honor, like it's more of, feeling good about all your experiences, like, because it is your library of knowledge. It's like all of the things that you understand and know. But that did trip me out when I was a kid. And the thing about racism and stuff, I would always think, why can't they see? I would always think that's so weird how they divide like this. It was very confusing to me. But I always knew it's because I already knew that. It was already inside of me. And, it'd be inside of me probably due to a bunch of different life experiences. But you would be feeling them from all different ways. Like you could have racism happen to you, or you could be a racist and then you die and then you see how it affected other people. Like there's all these different ways to go through all these different experiences, and all the different experiences, even if you go through all the different ones, it gives you so much more clarity, so much more insight. Because every single thing that happens that's what it's there, is to give you more perspective, more clarity, more understanding, because that is what makes you bigger, deeper, more. It makes your energy more brighter, more bigger. Like the people, I was having a good talk with my girl yesterday. She called real early. It was right after I'd finished recording. Well, I don't know, maybe a couple hours later. But she called. It was real early. I was like, oh yeah, I'm always up early. She knows that. And then, so we were talking, and we were talking about, like, it was a lot of good talks about the energy, too, with the dark energy and stuff. Like when you talk to people and they can understand what you're talking about, even if she can't with all of the different things, she's so, like, I could tell always that she was so much deeper and more spiritual. And that's one thing too, is that a lot of people are so deep and so spiritual, but they're so wounded. So they put up so much blockages because it hurts so bad. And, so these beautiful spiritual souls, they were really blocking that and hiding because they're so scared and of being hurt. And that's why you got to, I talk to her about this kind of stuff too all the time. You got to put those wounds down. You got to take those risks to go out. And one thing too is, like, how do you get to see yourself as being a success if you don't go out and walk the steps of being successful? Like, you have to you can't stay in your room and stay guarded and hidden. And even when, because it can start in your head, and that's where the dark energy will get you. It will start in your head, where you don't speak up for yourself. You know, you may laugh at something you don't think is funny. It's like a trapping. You know, there's so many different. I just was like seeing all these, like, I don't know, personality types of dark energy. Like, it's like all different aspects. So it can hold you back in a lot of different ways. You have to recognize it. You have to see for yourself. But see, you have to be able to see yourself you know, you have to be able to see yourself as being like divisive and angry and fearful and bitter and all that stuff. Like, you have to see you in order to see it and change it. But yeah, a lot of the people who are even alcoholics and drug addicts and stuff, people who, you know, some of the most angry people, you know, are deeply, deeply spiritual, wounded people. But that is where you have to, like I was telling her, it's like, you know, like people have their spirits out there just loving life, you know, when it's born, and then it starts getting shut down and pushed away and harmed and, you know, injured. And it builds up these walls and blockades to hold itself. And they can become more and more in their head, the dark energy feeding. You know, you're not safe, you're not safe, stay over there, which isolates you more and more and more. And then it can be not just in your head. Pretty soon you're isolating yourself in your room or you don't talk to other people. Everything is risky, everything is scary. And that holds you back, because how can you go and walk into feeling successful if you're not showing anybody who you are? Then who are you successful for? If you're just sitting there, you know, instead it blocks you. It blocks you away from being successful, and it keeps you hidden. And you have to be the one who recognizes inside yourself and see the barriers and see the walls and start taking them down and allowing your soul to be free, allowing it to go out, because it's like yearning, it's like fighting to come out. That's like this barometer, the soul barometer, you know, that feeling. It's wanting to come out. It's wanting to give direction. It's wanting to be seen, to be felt. It doesn't want to stay hidden and held back. And she was talking about, oh yeah, because I didn't finish that with my daughter too. Yeah, because she was talking about that she was writing, she was doing this poet. Oh, she said something that was really cool, because when she was in the hospital, she was saying that she was in this like poetry class thing, and they were all talking about gratitude and stuff, and she said the room literally lit up. And I was like, how fucking cool. And so she has these, noticing these awarenesses of that. That's what I say, like her spiritual, she's this really deep spiritual side. Is she, but she was talking about, you know, because she loves writing poems. She writes poetry and stuff. And, you know, so many of us do as a teenager, but then what happens? But anyways, I said, you know, and she had these people telling me, you know, how good she was and stuff. I said, but that's like where you have to be able to go out and show yourself. So you get that, so you can see, like the reflection comes back to you. Oh my gosh, you're so talented. Oh my gosh, you're so good. Oh, I love this. You know, but if you're going to stay hidden, you don't get that. And so it just becomes more isolated. You get more down. The dark beats you down more and more and more. And the thing with my daughter, yeah, so she had messaged me, you know, and now she's off. And now she started writing a book. And she was so excited. And she said it's just flowing. She's just like, it just keeps coming and coming. And I was like, that is so cool. And, but that is the thing, is like, you know, if she had wanted to do it, there's so many people that they want to do this, they want to do that, they want to try this, they want to try that. But, you know, there's not time. Well, I probably wouldn't be good at it. Well, it would cost money. You know, all the things that people tell themselves to hold themselves back. When really it is just jump in. Just follow that voice inside of you. Jump in and start doing the thing that you love. And you're going to feel good doing it. You're going to feel happy. And feeling good and feeling happy. And then it's weird because there's these fine lines, you know, because like for so long I thought I was following my desires. I thought I was following the right thing. You know, I was working, I was trying to plan for my retirement, I was all that kind of stuff. And then the brain injury, you know, just like knocked me into a wall. It's like, cause no, you weren't following where you were supposed to go. Confirmation. It was a whole nother path. And I knew what the path was. I didn't understand it. It didn't make sense to me. And at the time, for so long, you know, I thought everybody had these people, this talking, you know, I thought that's how we all lived. I thought that we all had it. So I didn't even know it was different. And so, but I had been being told for so long that was, my future was something about spiritual, that I was some kind of thing. I don't know. All I know is that people are going to come to me and ask me things or something. And people are going to know who I am or something. I don't know all the things. I got to see how it all plays out. It seems silly to talk about it ahead of time always. But anyways, I thought I was on my one path, but I was on the wrong one. And then you could even think like starting doing this, and you know, you think, well, if you're on the right one, you would have tens of thousands. You should be up to 1 million fucking followers by now. But that is the thing, is that there's all these lessons. There's all this stuff that goes with it that they're always will tell you. So it's like you will know you're on the right path. It's like a different energy. It's like I wasn't happy. I was doing what I thought I had to do. You know, I was going to work. I was a workaholic. I went to work fucking 60, 70 hours a week, you know, and then go shop. I just think, what a weird kind of thing. And then, but I was miserable. I fucking was in shit-ass relationships. I fucking hated my job. It was ego, arrogance, backstabbing. It was like, oh my God. Did not like it at all. And, but it felt like, well, this is what I went to school for. This is what I got to do. This is how I'll make money. This is, you know, you just get yourself into that, you know, well, I got to make money. I got to do what I got to do, you know, and everything, it was just so different. It's so different now how it's like, it's hard to even comprehend how you thought then, but it isn't a jump. It's like a stepping down, and it's like all the steps put you in place. So it is a complete transformation. It's like, it's weird because it's weird, you know, what I was willing to accept, how I looked at things. And it was like, and especially even when I got the brain injury and thought like, oh, it's just another motherfucking thing and a fucking shit show of fucking bullshit. And then it ends up being like the best thing ever. And I didn't even realize it. And then, I don't know. I just feel like things can seem one way, but it depends on how you're looking at it. Like it all changes when you look at things differently. Like your perspective has so much to do with stuff, but your perspective is so limited and traumatized and held back by your fears and your trauma and stuff. Like, I don't know what all these different people, why they're so scared of these other people, why they're so scared of the border and stuff. Like, throughout this stuff, to me, all I keep seeing is like us as human beings to keep breaking down these barriers and seeing what we come together as being, you know, living intelligent creatures under the handicap control of these outer beings or something. Yeah, I keep getting this. So anyway, oh my gosh, I've been talking a long time. So anyways, just all I can say is just keep having aware of yourself. If anybody wants to share something, if I keep saying a bunch of things, I want to know. I want, if I'm saying this and then I'm saying the exact opposite and stuff, like, because I want to put it all together. I want to understand myself. I want to heal the things that are blocking me, that are in my way. And I'm sure all these people do. I'm sure, this is the lead in, I think. This is the lead in to them releasing a lot of blockages. I don't think that they see how divisive they are and how hateful. And they're the ones that are out spewing the hate and division. It's like, yo, well, everybody wants to come together, so why don't you guys fucking start doing that? Instead of it like, here, we're doing a fucking big parade to go down here and kick all these people off our land. And then to say, well, that's not what we're doing. But that's what we're doing. We're through intimidation or something. Especially that one group. If that's a real group that is walking, I'm telling you, it looks like a fucking... I don't know, like they just left, what is that biker place that they all go to? It's that big biker festival up north. What is that called? Well, anyways, I can see it. I'm sure you guys have already yelling it at me. But it looks like them. It looks like this giant thing of bikers walking. I was like, I don't even see any women. It didn't even look like it was any like younger people. But it had some, it did have some like, it looked like there was some Mexicans and stuff mixed in, or some kind of darker people mixed in. So I was like, who knows? What I feel for sure is that all these different groups are being led by some force that they think is one thing that it's not. I think there's so much about this. And the whole thing too about this, constantly us being misled by this, showing us one thing when it's the other thing. Because I have some about this in my reality existence right now too. It's like things aren't what they appear. Don't get caught up in what you think things are, because they aren't as what they appear. And there's such an opposite. And but see, it's the opposite is going to be the flip. So there's this flip that is about to happen. This where everything is, you're going to see things just, it's going to be so different. It's going to be this flipping. And I don't know. I feel like that these people are bringing this flipping on because they're so dead on with this energy. It's like they're the wave of this energy that is fear and bias and divisive and angry and bitter and, so judgmental. We're all stupid if we don't get out there and fucking vote. It's like they get hung up on all these different things. Oh yeah, and so far the James O'Keefe things that are coming out is just kind of like a dud. I don't know if it's to try... when he was talking, I felt like that's what it was about. He was trying to get it out there to the seriousness of the information spreading to the people who don't understand, like, this is life or death for some people. People are losing their lives over information. And so I felt like that, because then so far the information that's coming out is kind of just like, I don't know. It's like the lead in too. They don't want Kamala, and Joe's on the decline. Joe doesn't even, Joe's been dead for a few years. Like, and to me, even with seeing James O'Keefe talking to this aide, and so James O'Keefe is undercover. Like, okay, so none of you guys know who James O'Keefe is. He can just go undercover. Like, what? What? Boy, people live in different realities. So he can just go undercover. with this administration. And where are you guys meeting at? Are you at the White House? Like, where's this White House at? Because all these people who are on boots on the ground in DC, there's nothing there. Like, there's nobody there. All these motherfuckers who keep going and saying that they're the press, and they're talking to them and talking, and these people who pretend like they're talking to Joe and stuff. It's like, this is so ridiculous. I when I saw him sitting there and this undercover talking to this guy, I was like, this is staged. And another thing that is so ridiculous too on TikTok, on this staging, like, it's nonstop. People staging fucking videos. They're staging Karens. They're staging the best boyfriends. They're staging the worst boyfriends. There's like just constant. It's like, what a fucking fake ass world. God damn, what is important to people? What fucking matters to people? God, fuck. Just fake, phony, divisive, angry, hate everybody. If you don't agree with me, then you're rotten. It's like, oh my gosh. All that energy, all that stuff has to be swept away. And it's purging out of all these different people. And some people have a lot of it. A lot of it. And so, but to me, it still seems like, fuck, this is a big buildup. I hope to God, what is today? Today's Thursday. I hope to God this is the weekend. Oh, please, 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 let this be the weekend. Oh. So I hope this is the weekend of change. God damn. But it will be some significant thing, because it's kind of like the thing happens, but then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, it shouldn't happen that way. What? You know, it's like this instantaneous regret or something. It's like something instantaneous regret. Everything is all of a sudden the other opposite. That's how, like, that's the only way I know how to explain it. So whatever would go down, it's going to be instantaneous regret for a lot of people. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But, you know, I would say still all eyes on Texas for this weekend. Like, it's this huge lead-in. And who knows how many, like, where they're sitting there saying there's 700,000 trucks, this fucking large-ass crowd of people walking. There's other people coming from other places linking in with all these people. And don't forget that one person said there's like 28 militia groups. That one that looks like this fucking biker, like, that could be one of those. Because the other one that I had seen, it seemed like a bunch of young and patriots and all with their flags. This didn't seem like that at all. This seemed like intense. Like, they're all walking like, and they were burly. They were like, I don't know if they're packing, but fuck. Like, it seems like some intense shit is about to go down. And it's weird too, is because all this different footage is like, there's nobody standing there at the border trying to get across. What are you guys going to do? But is there suddenly going to be like, oh, suddenly there's all these people there? And nothing will surprise me. I don't even know. I mean, it could be just a whole nother big fat dud, and we're still just waiting on Joe to fall off a stage or something. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they do have it now where everybody's real mad. He stole $105 billion or $105 million. He snuck into his own pocketbook. Like, so all of it is the big buildup to the big letting go, because everything is about just letting go. The more stuff that is exploding and going crazy, the more just let it go, let it go, let it go. Just see it, process it, let it go. The more you can let go of, the better off you are. And I don't know. We'll just see. Like, it's wild. Like, but there's gonna be some of these people too. Like, with whatever's going on with TikTok, maybe it won't be as public. Maybe they're meltdown, falling apart, and seeing everything very different, and their shame and embarrassment of being so divisive and hateful towards other people. It won't be as public. Maybe it'll be their legacy. We'll all remember. But it's the energy too, to keep putting out divide. Because I even thought about like showing, sharing some of these videos to show other people. But then I was like, no, I don't want to be pulling that energy and like, oh, let's all go on. No, I don't even like to say people's names. But then at some point, keep this, it seems like it's just this huge buildup. And it's very intense. It's like this constant something about it all day long. And this keep asking for money at the same time. And it's wild. There's another one. What was this one? This lady. What was she got kicked out? Oh, yeah, okay. She's a big content creator, too. I don't remember what her thing was. I've seen her recently, but she's a big content creator. I don't know what her relationship was, and I don't even know. But anyway, she says she's moving today to Puerto Vallarta, I think, or Costa Rica, or somewhere, well, someplace. She's moving. It's out of this country. It was over someplace else. And but she needs you guys to give her the money for it. So just go ahead and send her over, Cash App her some money, because she's going to make this big move today. And she needs you guys to fund this move. It's like this other one, too. I'm going on this trip. I can't pay my electric, you guys. So you guys pay my electric, because I've got to get out here and, be out here cheerleading this. And like it's weird. It's just weird to watch this. It's because I see something that other people don't see. So I don't know. I'm going to be watching that, I guess. What is it? It's 12:30. 12:30 on a Thursday. What is today? Wednesday. It's Wednesday night still. We're going into Thursday. God, this is weird. I feel like all my life is, flipping upside down. I went out and cleaned some out in the yard yesterday, though. And it was like, God damn. As I was walking with her and I was feeling like it was being hard to breathe. It was just getting foggier and foggier. And I'm like, come on, let's go. God, I'm going to fucking die out here in the streets with this shit. Because I swear to God, it's like you can't catch your breath. It's like you go up in elevation or something. It's weird. It's like it can't, it's weird. And so then I came back. I was like, I got to get home. But it always feels like it's like a different energy anyways when I come into my yard. But still, it's still raining and all that stuff. But I was cleaning some up out in the yard. But then it's just like, oh my God. Every time you're out there, it's like I'm breathing in too much of this shit. And so now, it's like, oh my God, how am I going to feel? And I don't know. That could even have a drug in it that makes it where I can't sleep. Because like if it was caffeine or something like that, it could make you, but there's other chemicals and stuff. So I don't even know if that's it. Like, I have no idea. I have no idea. All I know is that it's like, I'm like up all night thinking and going and talking. I bug. I don't know. And then I'll be up all night. I'll try. Yesterday even I tried to. Like I was up doing stuff. I don't know. And then I thought, okay, well, I'm going to lay back down and go back to sleep. And even if I can go back to sleep and then she'll wake me up, I'll be more way out of it. So it's not like I'm going to go and be like, okay, well, now I can go back to sleep. I've tried that a couple times. No. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to stay up, look on TikTok for a while, go in. Sometimes people are talking on comments and stuff, so I can go and talk on that. And then, I don't know, probably around 4 or 5, I might go back to sleep for a little while. It's just like kind of take cat nap, I guess. Because all day long I'll be up. It's like the only time will be like sometime while it's still dark, because it's so fucking long. Like it's 12:30. It's gonna be dark until like 8:30 or 9. It's like, fuck. It's like, god damn. So, I don't know. And I'm just fucking hungry all the goddamn time. Just eating cookies. Let's go make some more cookies, eat cookies. That's what I'll do, too. I'll just get up and start cooking and eating cookies in the middle of the night. So, anyways, that's my bitching, whining for the day. So, that's what I feel like. Sometimes I'm just like ranting and bitching and moaning. So I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird when you see all these people just doing the strangest things. Like, this is the most shallow shit. These people are like trying to sell themselves as deep, deep spiritual people, and just doing this shallow shit. These people who try and tell other people you're the ones who's scared when they're scared. Shit like this is just, it's wild. It's wild. And I don't know, maybe I'm the only one seeing it. It's so vivid to me. So anyways, this is the last time I'm saying anyways for the day. No, we'll probably say it about a zillion more times. That's one thing too. When you start doing this, you start catching your own little is it called a catchphrase or something? Your own little things that you say that you repeat all the time. You don't notice it when you just talk to people. When you go and just talk and talk and talk, and you notice like, oh my gosh, I do say like a lot, like this, like I do say, and so I have just like certain things that I say all the time. That kind of stuff can annoy you. You just go like, oh well, I love myself. It's okay. So what if I say something 500,000 times? Anyways, I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you sometime in a few hours from now. I don't know when, but sometime later. Talk to you later. Bye.